All right, welcome to Finish the Story. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Keegan Ray, joined here by my co-host and producer and best friend, Trent Ludzak.
Best friend.
Yeah, man, I thought I'd drop that on you there.
Did you say that just so that I won't tear apart your intro?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I was trying to soften the blow of the intro.
Learning.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Today we got a really special guest. We have the hilarious Roxy Resnick on the episode.
Really special, huh?
Yeah.
Not just special, really special.
I love it. I love when we have people that are in our little fucking community, and I like that. It's always nice, and it's always nice to do an episode with people that I've met before. So it's always.
Do you just ask random strangers in the street?
We've done
like,
them.
hey,
Like,
I
yeah,
you.
we've done a couple episodes where I didn't realize until like halfway through the episode I was like, I don't know anything about this person. Like I don't even know where to.
You don't even need to at that point. Like I've walked in the front door.
Yeah.
You walk past everything in there, and then you see this, and if they're still cool and stay, do you really need to know much more about this person?
That was like one time I lived in a basement apartment, and it was like one of those things where like as soon as people would come over, like after a date, they would hit the brakes because you start going into the basement of this house. People are like, what is happening? And you're like,
how many stayed though? Like would.
I mean, a couple, yeah, and they
just
did
a
couple. But like once you went down and
how
hung
many?
out, like I would say, I wasn't really dating that much, maybe like 3 or 4. We'll say a couple, 2 out of 4.
I was going to ask your close rate, but
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4, 50% close rate. All right, all right.
But it was like the apartment was really nice. It just was like down these stairs. So at first it had
like
a
terrace level, right?
Yeah, it had a real like. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
People hit the brakes. So how have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So have you seen anything on these? So I just wanted to jump in it. So they were
jump
telling
on
me
in.
you like conspiracies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen anything about the Maui fires?
I have not. I just saw and read everything up. So my son started high school.
Oh, okay.
So I've been really busy.
So just in 9th grade?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Is he excited or does he hate it? Like.
He's indifferent right now. It's a new building, so he's like, this is kind of weird. There's 18-year-olds, literally 18-year-olds in the building, right?
Oh man.
So he's going to school with adults essentially.
Yep.
So it's just different. He's like, lunch is different. Everything's weird.
Yep.
He's used to being like the senior of his middle school, right? And now he's like the minnow in the big pond. So.
Well, it's like my nephew started going to school and he's like, I think 5 or 6.
Oh,
so
God.
he's like on the bus and it's like, you're on the bus with 5th graders. Like, you know, like,
but nobody fucks with a kindergartner. Now a 2nd or a 3rd grader is going to fucking get it.
Yeah.
Look. Not
you're like,
5 or 6 year
I can't help
old.
you on that bus, bro. Like I cannot help you. You are on your fucking own. Because the bus is where people got terrorized.
Well, that was back then when we were growing up.
I guess
now they have like
different.
This whole like anti-bully. Yeah. Everyone gets a participation award. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's a snowflake and I'm special too. You know, so
yeah.
They're probably not. They're not doing much.
So
is that really working though?
Yeah, I was about to say,
as somebody with a kid in school,
dude, they don't bully them in person anymore. Everyone's a fucking keyboard warrior. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Everything is behind a keyboard. They're bullying on TikTok. They're bullying on whatever Snapchat. They don't use Facebook. They're barely on Instagram. Like they're not.
Which I didn't realize because I said something about Facebook and I work with people that are like 18 at my work. Dude, it was open fucking season. They started roasting me. So I was like,
are you now the boomer?
Yeah, I am. I've like
Absolutely.
turned around. I'm like, God damn it. Dude, I wanted to watch a football game on my phone and I was just like, somebody come over here and get this shit on my phone. Like I don't know how to stream it. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, everything is TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm not on any of that. I'm on Instagram, but not on Snapchat or TikTok.
Yeah. I no longer on, I have my profiles up. I have a few profiles on TikTok. But I stopped after, I wouldn't say I was bullied, but like I was a little bullied. But no, okay, so what happened was I'm dating. I'm still currently dating. So anybody wants to shoot their shot?
Shout out.
I had to do a little smile.
I like that. We just both.
Yeah, like real quick. So I was on these dating apps. I'm still on the dating apps, but there's a lot of the fucking catfish. There's a lot of catfishes, right? I don't know what the guy side looks like, but I know on the girl side, there's a ton of them. Yeah. Okay. So I made a video on how to spot a catfish. It wasn't fucking hard. They're not clever. Okay. Like they all live downtown. Like they're not clever. It's how to catch a catfish, and I did it twice. The second time I did it, the video blew up on TikTok, and it had like millions and millions of views.
Really? Damn.
It went. The Sun over in UK picked up the story.
What?
Like it was a whole
Holy
thing.
shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt Tamburino because I was wearing a Dirty South comedy shirt.
Oh, nice. Nice. Matt got a little free advertising.
Man,
Oh,
they
a
got-
lot
awesome.
They got
over in the
nothing
UK.
going on over in the UK.
Yo, so okay,
Right?
so
That's what I'm saying. Like,
here
what the
was
fuck?
okay. So now you guys have like the
Okay.
highlights, the fun
Right.
stuff, but like let me tell you what the video actually was. Okay, so it's me. I'm taking a screen record. I match with this guy. We're talking back and forth. He wants my phone number, which I don't give out anymore at all. Period. Now, back then, I was in a relationship for 5.5 years. Like I had no idea what it was like to get back into the dating game. So
Right.
this was 2 years ago or so, somewhere around there, 1.5 to 2 years. So I was like, sure, here's my phone number, right? And then he sent me a text message, and it was a green bubble, okay? And I know everyone's like, green bubble, but it wasn't that. So when I went back and looked at his photos, it wasn't that. It wasn't. When I went back to look at his photos, okay, he had an Apple Watch on, and it was very clear that he had an iPhone, right?
Oh,
there was
okay.
no denying
So he's
that that's
using
what
an
it
Android
was.
like a burner.
Right.
Whoa.
That's
you're a
what we
detective.
thought, right?
Holy
So like
shit.
all these people at first were like, "Oh, you don't know that he could be using WhatsApp and like all these weird things," right? And I was like, "Whatever." So I obviously, I was like, here's how to do it. Green bubble. I even asked him. I took it even further. So
Right.
I was like, hey, out of curiosity, do you like iOS or do you prefer Android more? I didn't give a clue. Like, I'm just curious. I work in the tech space. All right. So I'm just very curious. All right. Nerdy girl.
You were throwing out the lure.
I
You're about
wanted,
to catch
of course,
this catfish.
absolutely.
You're out
How
there
to catch a
bobbing.
fucking predator, sir. I'm
Out
looking
there
out for
chumming the
your
waters,
fucking
dude.
nieces, okay? These 5-year-olds will not be bullied. Look now. So he responded back that he liked iOS more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, right.
You know, like, eh. So it's like, of course, do the screen grab, whatever, throw it up on a video. And so there's these photos of this guy. And it's a good looking guy. He's pretty fit, whatever. I show it like, oh, here, like TikTok videos,
Right.
like here's the first
Right.
message, second message, whatever. And then all of a sudden it goes into like, oh, really? And then I'm like blowing up the photos that were on his profile that showed the Apple Watch, that showed the several photos with the iPhone. Right?
Damn, you came with like a cheater's level.
Like completely just was
PowerPoint.
like, here's what it
Oh,
is. And
shit.
like after that, I didn't roast him. I didn't like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, fuck you, you fuck. Like I wasn't rude about it. I just made a fucking video to let other women know because, dude, not just there's their Tinder swindler. Like as a female, you have all these fucking predators that are on there. There's people who want to do perverse things to you. There's people who like it's
Didn't
just.
you just have somebody?
I
run up?
did.
So
I
what
had.
happened with that? Because I saw that.
Do you want me to finish the
Yes,
story?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Put a
Finish
pin in
the
that.
story.
Yeah,
Isn't that the
finish
name?
We never do.
No, sorry. That's my fault. You're right.
That's okay. That's all right.
Sometimes
It's all right.
I need to be
You have a mom
reprimanded.
here who's definitely
Yes.
keeping things in order. So
All right. This is what. Sorry.
yeah. So all of a sudden everyone was like, holy shit, now that they're seeing the video, like, because you see people who would comment like in real time, whatever. Well, the guy's photos that were stolen, his sister found them on TikTok. It had
shit.
made it over to him. Okay. And the video is very clear that it's not about him. It's about a guy pretending to be him.
Damn.
And it was this guy. I don't know his name. I don't know his sister's name. I know that he is part of the LGBT community, and he was very, very upset that someone had stolen his photos. He was like, take this down immediately. And I was like, this is informative. Can you explain to me like why I'm not bullying you in any way? I'm making sure people know that it's not you.
Right.
Like if anything, I'm helping you because
Somebody's using your
you're
photos.
you're essentially talking to women who could be straight, and if that's not your bag, then your friends are gonna look at you and be like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So what do you mean? And he was like, this is ruining my life, take it down. So him and all of his friends reported the video for bullying and harassment. But it had gotten up to like,
So
I want to say like 4-point-something million views.
Damn.
And like the UK, like Trent could probably look it up. I went by Queen of First Dates. That was the name.
What?
Yeah.
That's a great name. That's
Queen of
awesome.
First Dates. Thank you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I just put like Queen of First Dates, the Sun UK, and see if that comes up.
Oh, man. I can't believe that.
Yeah. No, the Sun there's one. Yeah. And then put in the search bar. Yeah.
There we go.
So let's see.
Wow, but yeah, you did some like real private eye level.
It was like crazy.
Well, and I think it is a good service because, like you said, you noticed the watch. I think a lot of people wouldn't notice that. A lot of people would not have put that together.
Well, so that's why like people get catfished so badly, right? I'm gonna look it up too so I can help you. But it was like, how do you not know those things? Like, but I'm also, so I said I worked in the tech space. I'm a business analyst.
Okay.
So like I work in operations, devil's in the details.
Yeah.
Like you've seen, I produce shows, you know, like all of this, everything is like if then statements in my world, right?
Yeah.
There I am.
Yeah.
Right there. So.
All right, let's put this up.
Oh my God. I don't even know if the video is still like, cause they took it down.
Nice. He'll pull it up on the screen. There we go. All right. So.
Here we go.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's a legit warning. Like that. See,
it really
like
is. See, like
Apple
I spy an Apple
okay.
Watch, and like
You
I censored everything.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, stay vigilant, you know, because like you can
There
see
you
in
go.
here,
Yep,
there's
you're
Dirty
in Matt's.
South.
Yes.
Shout out to Matt Tamburino,
Shout out Matt
right?
Tamburino.
But like it just, I wanted to just let
Wow.
people know, like, hey, you can really like seriously
Yes.
stay vigilant, queens.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So. You know, he's like, why do you ask me that? Because I see green bubbles, so I was curious.
Right.
I wasn't a dick.
Well, you know what? You got to go with your gut instinct too. Like
Yeah.
if something feels off, you got to go with that feeling.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, you feel that way for a reason.
Absolutely.
It's like you're feeling
yes.
like that. Yeah.
I've gotten really good about listening to like what my body is telling me
Yeah.
and what like interactions with people. And I even do like even after dates now, I sit in the car, you know, for a second or two, making sure obviously it's safe, but and then really like think about my interaction with that person, right? Because first impressions are of course everything, right? But then the first impression wears off and people, you know, they evolve throughout the date, things of that nature. I have very much had people who are very prim and proper. And by the end of the date, they weren't like, where did that come from?
Yeah, they start showing little
What?
flashes
What
of that. You're like,
happened
wait
here?
a minute.
I went on a date with this
Mountain Dew demon.
this white guy, and he was like, I'm Sicilian. And I was like, okay, whatever.
right,
You're
all
fucking
right.
white. You come
Yeah,
from Europe.
yeah.
That's fine. Right? And he was very proper. He's very, very fucking proper. And by the end of it, he was saying the N-word. And I was
Whoa,
like,
wait a minute.
but like, because he thought he was like part of that community. And I was just like,
no, dude, you're Italian, bro.
Sicilians are wild people, man.
What?
You can't say the N-word. You're Italian.
I
you
was like,
fucking-
no. Like in your, like seriously, it
That's
doesn't
crazy.
matter if a white person says
That's
it at all.
crazy.
It's always going to end up in the ER. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. That's
you
insanity.
just can't like. And I have this saying, you know, it's like if you say it. GA, you can stay if you're a part of that
Right.
community. ER is where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
That's an easy
Yeah.
way to fucking remember it. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a great.
Just don't say it.
Just don't say
Don't
it.
fucking say
At
it.
all. Just don't.
Just don't even
I've
say
seen
it.
it. I've seen it on stage. I've seen it at comedy open mics where you
it's
just
so
dude,
fucking
I watched
cringy.
a girl get on stage one time and she did karaoke. She did Redbone by Childish Gambino,
No.
and everybody's looking around like she's
she
not
good?
about
She's
to.
good.
And then she did, and everybody was like,
Oh,
"Oh my
my
god.
God.
They had to cut the mic. Like she didn't even get the hint. They had to cut the mic, and she was like, "What?" And it was like, "What do you mean, what, dude? You just sang the N-word off key 42
Off
fucking
key.
times."
I think that's probably the most offensive of it all.
You're
Like,
like, hey, Childish Gambino would never
Ever.
even fucking slap this shit out of you
give
right
that
now.
bitch a T-Pain auto-tune.
Yeah.
maybe.
Karaoke's tough, man. I'm not.
I
I've
can't do it. I
done
don't
it, but
get down with
it's sometimes
karaoke.
it's sad when you're watching it. You're like, this is sad.
Yeah, but then when you have somebody that goes up there that can actually like really sing, you're like, all right, asshole,
Yeah,
get
that's
off
what's
the stage.
sad. That's
You're
what
like,
the sad part
like,
is.
get
I'm
off
like,
the
stop,
stage.
dude. This is where you ended up with that voice. That's fucking. Ugh.
yeah,
You poor thing.
I know.
You over here at this trash bar singing Bon Jovi. You're
Look,
like, your
maybe-
life is taking
But
a hard
look,
turn.
they could have
dude.
had a breakup. They could have gotten bad news.
One
There
time
could've
I was
been-
in Destin, and I will never forget this. We're standing on the beach, and this dad gets up, and he's doing New York. And he's like, New York, and he's just hammered, and he's singing,
And he's doing
like
the kicks.
he's like fucking doing the rock set. And his wife is like, let's go right now, and he like wouldn't even look
As
at
in
her,
like a bad way, or like she's
like,
dancing
"Let's
off with
leave
him
right now. She's got
Okay,
the kids.
okay. I just want
She's
because
so
the way that
embarrassed.
sounded was
It was
like,
in Destin,
yes,
Florida.
ma'am,
No.
we're going
It
right
was in
now.
Destin,
Like,
Florida, and he was just getting
Destin.
it, so drunk. Probably been on the beach. Probably had 32 Coors
Oh
Lights,
my
dude.
God,
And she was
Destin.
so pissed, and he was just out there getting it, singing Sinatra. I was like, oh
He's
my
just
god.
the
No.
color of a tomato.
Yep, yeah, he was that
Yeah.
fucking red, like where
I
he's
mean,
probably
it could have
from
been worse. It could have
Kentucky.
been Panama City Beach, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah. Panama is. Oof, I've seen some real trash. in Panama.
yo, like,
Some real trash.
I'm pretty sure that's ground zero for Florida man.
Yeah,
That's
so-
where they breed them.
Yeah, they like
is there.
crawl out of Panama City like the primordial goo. They're just like, that's where they.
I
they
don't know. Dude,
So-
it's so bad.
Okay, let's. So what happened? Somebody ran up on you?
Oh yeah, so I
Yeah.
have I had. Hopefully, I just don't currently, but a stalker.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Damn.
So crazy, right? So like, I was very active in posting on my social media, right? And so I took like a little bit of a sabbatical. So I have not been doing comedy for about a year or so now. But that was due to we had an unexpected death in the family.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Which has driven a lot of dark humor.
That's the best way to deal with it.
Oh my God.
I've seen a couple of those jokes.
No,
Oh
look.
no.
You saw the tame ones.
Oh, okay. I like that then.
Yeah.
I like that. That's the tame one.
Those are the tame ones. Like, and
Nice.
they're not jokes that I'm like, this is funny. Ha ha ha. This is like, this shit fucking happened to me.
Yeah.
And this is the reckless shit that came out of my
Yeah.
mouth back.
I think that's a healthy way to deal with it, though.
I don't know. Yes and no. Right? Like,
It's a fun way.
look, all right. So we're going to put a pause to the stalker, right?
Put a pin.
Again.
Okay.
So, okay.
I got it. I'll bring it back.
Have you ever had a loss, right, that has made you have just like a complete meltdown? Have you ever lost anybody that just you have completely had a meltdown?
I'd say no. I don't think I've ever had like a
No.
meltdown. Because I've only lost like grandparents and stuff like. No. Yeah, I have. When my cousin died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
like think about that. Like it can get bad. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like there are very much non-healthy coping mechanisms that go
Right,
into that.
okay.
And so sometimes those happen to just fly out of nowhere because the ebbs and flows of grief.
Right,
So, you know,
right.
it's really terrible. Like I have a ton of stories about this. Like it's not just coming out. It did not just come out in the dating part. It also came out in like how I was dealing with the actual loss of it. So we can talk about it. It's
Yeah,
fine. You
yeah.
know? So I lost my ex-husband. And people are like, that wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? But that's the father to my son.
Right.
So that's
I was like, well, that is
that's the high
biggest deal.
schooler.
Like, who are these
Right,
people
but
who
you know,
say
like
that?
they don't know if I'm talking about ex-husband number 5. Nobody
No.
fucking knows. I've only been
Either
married
way.
once.
Yeah.
Only once. Okay.
Yeah, if
I would-
anybody's counting,
Yeah.
dicks.
I don't give a fuck. It's fine. I would like to be married again. So there's that. But so that loss was like really tough, right? Because and it was not from natural causes. He took his own life. So that's where it gets like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. And then we throw it into the fact that it was 3 days after my son's birthday. So we get into even
heavy.
more
Yeah,
fucked up
yeah,
territory.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And there's just details of that I am not willing to share.
Right.
Obviously. But it gets really fucking twisted. And to grieve something like that and to be the person to sit your son down
Right.
and say, hey, listen, I need to tell you something. And then you're the one that's breaking his heart, but it's not you. And
Right.
there's absolutely nothing you can do for 2 hours to watch him like uncontrollably sob.
Right.
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 So like it fucks with you hard. Like
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah,
something
I
that where like
imagine
people
that's rough.
hear it and they're just like, oh, well, after 6 months, you're fine. No, we're dealing with a child on
Right.
top of me.
And you have to,
Right.
You have to be strong.
Absolutely.
For him,
So,
and
like,
you
my-
have to deal with your own way.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like your
Wow.
grieving period
Wow.
with your cousin, right?
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about that. Like it's just you. You have
Right,
nobody else
right.
to take care of. You can process the damage that's done or the trauma that it's caused. You can see somebody. You can have the freedom, right,
Right.
to move about and just be, just
Right,
exist with
right.
it. When you have a child involved, it's not another adult. It's another child that now you're having to shield. You know, because
Mhm. And then
everyone
looking
is
to you
bombarding
for
him.
Answers, yeah.
Right. And he's asking questions.
Right.
Everyone else is asking questions about, and so I'm having to field all of these things. I'm dealing with a lot of different people grieving, not just my son, right? Because this was my ex-husband. So my ex-mother-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, my ex-sister-in-laws, like all of my ex-brother-in-laws. So it's everyone that I'm having to deal with, because as sad as this is to say, I was the farthest removed from a relationship with him, right? Yeah. We didn't have a relationship that was like, we'll go to the movies, we'll hang out, we're still friends. We had a son together.
Right.
So we co-parented the best way that we could, right? And so there wasn't, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Hey, how's your day been? Hey, I'm checking in. How have you been lately? Right. So fielding all of that, but then watching your son, like it's fucking wild. So the dark humor, when I tell you it's dark, it's
getting heavy.
It's really bad.
Have you done it before crowds?
I have not. Well, I did one. The one that you saw that I was like, I'm going to try this. And then I sat in my car and I was like, I cannot believe I just trauma dumped on those poor people.
No, but
they just wanted a dinner, you know? They were there on a first date.
And they
were on a first date and they're just wanting something lighthearted. It's like, comedy. And I'm just like, oh, you want to hear about my dead ex? And it was fucked
how's
up.
that, Ruben? Let me tell you about my dead ex-husband. Hey, it's gonna get heavy.
I didn't even give him a warning.
Yeah, you didn't.
I did not at all. I was in a really it was a place, and we were talking about dating. I don't know, Trent, if you remember or if you were there, but for those that are listening, obviously they're gonna be lost because this is at this point inside.
We'll film it,
yeah. So like at McCracken's, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. We're gonna try it. My son's not here. I'm gonna try it. Talked to my therapist. I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready to get back on stage. I think I can do it. I think just to test things out. It's not like a real, it's a stage, but it's not like a real stage. You got to fight to be heard. You're the trenches. I was like, okay. So I remember talking to you and like, this is my first time back. Everyone's like, holy shit, where have you been? What's going on? And I'm just like, I've had things.
Right.
I'm all right.
I've been
preoccupied. I'm preoccupied. So I'm like going through my notes and looking at my phone. I'm like, I don't know if I should do it. And you're like, do what? And I was like, say a dark joke. You're like, fuck it, do it. And I was like, okay. That's all I needed was permission. Like I just needed somebody to be like, fucking do it. Yeah. And I did. And so I got on stage and I talked about how dating's terrible. And if I have to answer what my favorite color is one more time, I'm going to like put a bullet in my head and just let them see that it's red. You know what I'm saying? Like I just...
It's your favorite color.
It's my favorite color. I was like so done. I was so done with like the stupid fucking questions.
It'll just be easier to show you at this point.
Exactly. So let me
show you my favorite color.
You know what I mean? There's that. And so then I go into like how dating's even more terrible and it's invasive. People are very invasive and I get it. You want to know what you're like getting yourself into, but have some decorum.
Yeah.
Right?
Have some couth.
Just do like a normal person would and see if you even look like your fucking pictures. That's really what this first meet is about.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm just showing up to see if you're really the person.
Right. Does the personality match who I've been messaging? Are you actually what you look like?
Are you
cool?
A serial killer?
Have, a drink, a dinner, a lunch, whatever.
Do you do dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, so I had such a bad fucking first date that I refuse forever now to ever do dinner. I will never agree to that.
Look, I don't blame
a drink,
you.
And if we're vibing with that, then we'll do. This girl was so crazy.
Is this the one that pissed in the?
No, you can. No, that's another fine woman.
No, that was the normal date for me.
Yeah, that was the normal.
That was like date 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually paid.
Spoiler
for that.
alert!
I paid for that day. No, this was a girl. It was literally like so comical how bad it was. Like she was dumping on me about like her fucking baby daddy,
oh
her
my God,
kid,
yes.
And the queso wasn't even there. And I just remember being like, I am fucking trapped with this person that I don't want to. I'm done with this. This whole thing, I'm done. Like, and I was like,
do you not just tell her like, hey, listen?
I'd already ordered my food.
I would have told her, gone up to the bar and be like, put it to go.
Yeah,
I'm going to my car.
Fuck.
Call me when it's ready.
I was like weighing out my options. I was like, I really fucking want that quesadilla. Like, God damn.
I would have told her and
I didn't have
gone
the balls
up.
like that.
Yo,
I just sat there like a little bitch
Yo,
and just let her fucking trauma dump all over me. I was like, fuck.
I'm good. We don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now. I'm very blunt.
Yeah, you have to be. It's like I can't. Let's not.
I'm
waste
nice
our
about
time.
it, as you guys see. Like I'm nice about it. I'm not a dick, but like you know.
Okay, what's the worst date you've been on? Worst date. Worst date.
There's a lot of.
Well, let's hear him. we got time.
There's so many
Let's
of
do it.
them.
Finish the story live from the
I
dating
know.
pool.
Trying to think of like the
Adult
worst
Swim.
one. I know exactly.
All right.
All right, so this guy, we met up, and I had some other friends that were already at this bar.
Yeah.
I had, whatever. He met up with me. My friends had already been drinking. I had like one drink in my hand because I was waiting for him. He is 45 minutes late.
Oh, nice.
Whatever. At this point, my friends are here. I got a drink. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Fuck you. And it would be different if like you told me like, hey, this is what's going on. This is my
give me a heads
ETA.
up.
Like what?
I'm running
You
late.
just showed up late. Like
Yeah.
there was no, hey, what's going on? So sorry, there's traffic. Hey, 10 minutes out. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
pulling up. Like
Already started.
I already know that I don't want to fucking date you because your communication sucks.
Right.
Like fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So at least, and you don't have respect for me or my time. You don't. Like, you just don't. So pro tip from a female's perspective, always text when you're on your way or if you're running late or
I'm
whatever.
I'm always
Go.
early. I go early. It's like a bad habit of mine. I'm there
Yeah, most
15
men,
minutes.
most
I'm
men,
there
it's a bad
15
habit to
yeah.
go early.
I'm 15 minutes early. Like fuck. Now I'm just high and uncomfortable. This sucks. I was just sitting there overthinking everything.
Oh, that means you like wear your heart in your sleeve. You're a little romantic.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
usually
think so.
those guys that are like, I'm awkward. Fuck, I don't know. Like those guys, like they have a little bit more sense about
Yeah,
them. They're not
hopefully.
there.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
We'll
So
see.
all right. So he's 45 minutes late.
Yeah, he's 45 minutes late. I have a drink in my hand. My friends are drinking. They're over there playing pool. I see him. He's like, oh my God, I need to catch up. And we're like, catch up with what?
Yeah.
What are
It's
you
not a
talking about?
contest.
Like, so he goes to the bar and he orders like 20, I kid you not, 20 shots of Jameson.
What?
And like it was me and there was like 3 other friends. Okay. It was a couple and another guy. And we were like, why do you have 20 shots? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What is this? None of us are drinking Jameson. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You
So
ordered 20
then-
shots of something nobody's drinking.
He like starts shooting them and like back to back to back. And I was like, okay. All right. There's that.
How
That's
many did
cool.
he get back to back? To back?
I think he did like 3 back to back,
Oh my
paused, then did another 2, and then offered us any. And we were like,
He did 5 shots before he offered y'all one.
yeah.
Here we go.
He had to catch
yeah.
up.
Way to go. I'm killing it.
That's.
I mean, wait a minute. I wasn't on this guy's side, but
And
I
here's
think I'm
the
on
most
this
fucked up
guy's
thing
side
about
now.
this. Like,
I'm on
and
his
you would be
side.
like, Rox, come on. Like, are you fucking serious? There had to have been signs. There had to have been fucking signs. Dude, there wasn't. There wasn't. He went Georgia Tech graduate. He kept conversation
That was
well.
the sign.
Like, yes and
What
no.
was he wearing when he showed up?
Oh God, what was he wearing? He wasn't dressed sloppily.
Okay.
He
okay.
wasn't. I was just like, what the fuck's going on?
You were like, he was in Dickies coveralls and he
Like-
was out of control.
Not at all. Not at all. Like he was a clean cut looking dude. Like you would have no idea like what you were
Yeah.
getting into. And,
Oh my God,
you know?
that's hilarious. I love the image of somebody just doing 5 shots
And he's
on
just
a
like
first
boom,
date.
boom, boom, takes his like drink and he's like, boom, boom. You want any? Or like, what in the fuck? Just no, we don't. Thank you so much for the offer.
Yeah.
You know, of
Of
one,
your
2/3 are
room-
left of these
yeah.
fucking like
Your
what?
room temperature Jameson.
So I was like, okay. At this point, I'm like completely turned off. I'm just
Right.
like, ugh,
Yeah.
I don't know
Imagine
about
that.
this. Like, I don't. And this again was like in the very beginning before I could like really articulate,
Right.
hey, this is not a good idea.
Right.
Like, absolutely not. So growth. So we're playing pool and he gets like real, it hits him all at once because
Right.
it just hits him all at once and becomes very, very drunk. And he starts screaming how he had this full ride to Tech. And we're like, that was 10 years ago.
Oh,
What are you fucking talking
ouch.
about?
What a burn,
Like-
too. What a subtle burn.
What?
That was 10 years ago. Boof.
Like,
Oof.
you should have a car paid off by now. What are you doing?
Why? Lighting this man on fire.
I was just like, you know. And I was polite-ish about it at this point because like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'd be
like,
annoyed. Fuck him.
I'm
At that
annoyed, you
point,
know.
fuck
But
him.
I'm in a public place.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
like. I'm not here to emasculate anybody.
Right.
My friends are here. Like it's fine.
Right.
Whatever. Right. So then he gets even more drunk. Somehow it hits him even like another wave of it. I don't know.
It's the
I
other
don't.
two.
It's
That's
just
the other
like,
two shots.
That was
holy
that was
shit.
the edible that he took before he showed up.
Probably so, because
hitting
this motherfucker asked me if I wanted to go to his place and smoke, and I was
Yep.
like, no.
Yep. He definitely was hitting a pin or had an edible.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, and like walked over to the bar to get more drinks, then comes running back 20 minutes later. We thought we had lost him. Comes running back 20 minutes later. He's like, I work with that guy and that's his girlfriend. And I was like,
Awesome, dude.
you have a job. Congratulations.
He's like a drunk
Like,
Labrador. He's like, I know those people.
yes, exactly. I was like, oh my God. So I was like, okay. And so he's like, you got to come meet them. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea.
No, not at all.
That is absolutely
Yeah.
the wrong idea.
I didn't want to meet you.
When you were 45 minutes late, I thought you just weren't showing, and I was
Yeah.
gonna have a lovely evening
Yeah,
with my
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
You know,
Like, this is you're actually
No.
raining on my lovely
like
evening.
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
So he sits back down. He's all pouty at this point, and I'm like, all right. So we move over to the other pool table, like trying to be like, hey, you know people here. Maybe you should go
Yeah.
sit with them. Like take the hint. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be like, hey, so I don't want you around me anymore. Like that's. I know this is a public place, but my body is my temple, and don't touch, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
go away.
You got to get out of here.
So we moved over pool tables, and he still didn't. He walks up to me, and he's like so drunk. He's just like walking so sloppily. I shit you not, Keegan. He grabs his fucking crotch, and he's like, you don't want any of this? And I was like...
Nice.
What?
Nice, bro.
What?
You
Wow.
don't want
It's
this
been-
whiskey
it's
dick.
I was like, no, actually.
Actually, no.
that
A
actually looks
hard
very
pass.
unappetizing.
Yeah,
That's-
hard pass on your stinky Jameson balls.
like I'm good. I'm so good. And then he like tried to go in for like he's still not catching it. Tried to go in for like a kiss. Like it was very weird. And at that point I
Wow.
was pissed. I was very upset. I was
Yeah.
very upset at that point. And I was very like I said reckless things at that
Oh,
point.
yeah, yeah.
I was very upset.
yeah.
And I was just
You
like,
have
you
to.
need to get the fuck out of here. I was like, I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. Like went off. He was like, this is a public venue. I can be here. I was like, you are in a public venue. That is correct, sir. But the second I start screaming assault, it will no longer be a public venue for you. Do you understand? Because you are literally in my space. You have grabbed your shit.
yeah.
You are trying to kiss me.
Yeah.
Like,
you're a habitual line stepper.
like
you are over
you know
the
what I'm saying?
line.
It's not rape, but it's definitely fucking assault, okay? And I will make sure that they fucking know. Like, what's up, you know?
Once you start grabbing your dick and
Dude,
screaming.
but it was like crazy. You know
That's
what I'm saying? Like,
insane.
it's an insane. And I was like, what in his mind? Like, what went on in his mind that was like, I'm fucking crushing this?
He's having a totally different
You know
night.
what I'm saying? Like,
He's
I'm
having a
fucking
totally
loving
di-
this.
He was taking those shots, and that's like in his mind. It was like just like rosy colored
Yo,
glasses. He's like,
so
bro, she's
fucking crazy.
Dude, I ran into my coworker. I know that guy.
Yo, like crazy. And like eventually he left, right? But I had to get the manager. I like walked over to
Oh
the manager.
shit! You had to get the manager.
Yeah,
involved?
because like I was like, listen, he says he's getting an Uber. I see him just sitting outside. I don't know if he actually is or not. I don't know if he's having a friend come over. I don't know what's going to happen in this parking lot. Like, as a female, men don't think about this stuff, right?
Right.
Like, it is very scary to leave afterwards after somebody has left. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you actually left. I don't know if you actually are in your car waiting to snatch me. I don't know if you called friends now all of a sudden to grab me in this parking lot because I didn't comply
That's
or what.
fucking terrifying.
Like, do you see what I'm saying?
that's
So like,
terrifying.
it's insane.
Holy shit.
So I had to get the manager and I was like, listen, when I'm ready to leave, you guys obviously saw what was going down. Will somebody walk me to my vehicle? Can I have somebody walk me over? And they're like, absolutely yes. And when we went out there, he had fallen asleep. He had fucking fallen asleep on the side of the building.
Definitely pissed his pants.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. And I wasn't even there for that much longer. It wasn't like I stayed the remainder of the night. I was just like, this is fucking weird. My friends and I are roasting it completely, but my friends are also like looking at me like, what the fuck was going on? Like, probably one of the most memorable nights that those three have ever had.
And in his timeline too, he's like, I grabbed my dick, went in for a kiss, I'm out. like 20 minutes later.
I asked her if she wanted to smoke. I
Yeah.
asked her all the things. Like, you know, what woman doesn't want flowers on the first date? Like, in his head. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
God damn, dude. Showing up, taking 5 shots off the rip is
Just
a strong move. Like, that is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That is the craziest thing. I had a date where I showed up and the girl had already ordered tequila shots and beers, and I was like, oh, all right, I guess we'll take shots. She went, oh, did you want me to order you one? I was like, God damn, dude. She had 2 tequila shots and a beer. Like, oh, did you want me to order you something?
We need to put those two together. I want to see, you know what I'm saying?
They would fuck.
What
It'd be a
toxic
disaster.
relationship would that be?
Oh, my God.
Right? Yeah.
Dude.
So that would probably be, I would say that's probably one of the more memorable ones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a crazy one. I've had some good ones. I've had some pretty good ones.
Yeah,
too.
you talk about some of them on stage.
Yeah, I had that one girl that did jujitsu. The whole time she drank, the more she drank, the more she's like, you think you could take me? You think you could take me? I'm like, yo, you got to chill. And then she goes,
take you home.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I'm about to take you to the house. I'm about to take your ass home. You weird me out.
Drop you off at
I'm like, and
mental
obviously, no, I
institution.
couldn't take you. You look crazy. Like, you have crazy eyes. You look like you were going to fucking kill me. Like, I'm going to wake up tied up.
So do you vet these girls or do you just go right in for it?
I try to talk to him for a while. I'm
do?
a big call you on the phone person.
So,
like, I
okay.
want to talk to you on the phone.
100% cool. You
Yeah.
can use the app. You can call me through the
Yeah.
app. You can FaceTime me through the app. You do not need my fucking phone number, right? Like,
right.
period. I just don't care.
Right.
And if you have my Instagram, fine, whatever, that's fine too. Again, you can call me on that. You can text me, quote unquote, text me on that. You can actually do a phone call on that.
Right.
Like, you do not need my phone number unless
not
I
at all.
know you in real life. Like, I
Yeah.
know you. Like, you know.
Yeah, that's a safe. I mean, you have to.
It's very safe. And I went on a date recently and this guy was like, hey, okay, so in the scenario that if I were to walk up to you, would you give me the time of day? Like, you know, because I'm mostly on dating apps. I kind of like, you know, and I have my son usually. So I'm like, I don't know where the circumstance is, you know. And I mean, it's crazy to think like how, because my mind has changed. I'm out with my friends. I'm not looking to see who's in the room. I'm not taking a fucking lap. I don't really go to bars or clubs like that. I mean, you know, so for me, I'm like, I probably not know. I would look at you like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you
like,
talking
why is this
to
guy
me?
fucking looking at me?
Well, oh my
across the
God.
room?
Do you like what exactly? Dude. Went to Publix, some guy winked at me from produce and I was like, ugh.
Dude, yeah, wow, creepy.
I wanted to just like take a mango and hit him in the back of the head. Like Mrs. Doubtfire style and just like fucking run. Like, what the fuck is this? So, but yeah, no, it's dating. So I very much, I use dating apps now for that. So no, I was like, no, I wouldn't. He was like, what if, you know, we exchange numbers? What if I saw you in the gym? Or I'm like, look, I could make exceptions for people because I know that they've been in there for a while. I've seen them. I'm a regular at my gym. Like, you know who's who.
But
right?
every girl I know says, do not approach them at the fucking gym. Like, I know a lot of girls, they're like, no, dude, I'm sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm fucking, I got my headphones on. You're coming over like, take.
Well, so there, yeah. So there, I think there's like key signs though, right? So there are.
If you have headphones,
leave them alone.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Just leave them alone. If they have headphones, for sure. But if they don't have headphones or anything like that, you know, if you guys make eye contact, there are definite,
little subtle
hints.
hints.
Absolutely. I've had guys approach me in the gym before, you know, like, and there's some that I'm like, oh, I politely decline, you know, no, thank you, whatever. And there's, you know, there's been a couple that I was like, oh yeah, sure, fine, let's see, you know, whatever. Yeah. And then they what are you doing to death? What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
WID. I was like, you want to
doing?
see my favorite color?
Yeah, what am I doing? Regretting that I gave you this opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's
so
what
I stopped responding
wanna
after
see
a while.
My favorite
like,
color. That's a great. Want to see my favorite color? Just
a little callback for you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like you could get like a pop-up book for that. Like a little card.
Yeah, you know the ones that like sing at the end.
Yeah.
Just goes. Little confetti comes out.
Yeah.
It'd be
Little
great.
glitter bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever seen
great.
those ones where you open it up and the butterflies fly out?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit is.
We could do that.
terrifying.
And instead of butterflies, it's just brain mass.
Yeah. It's
You know what I
brain
mean?
mass. Just shrapnel.
What do you see on the ceiling?
Yeah.
What animal is that?
It's a Jackson Pollock.
See.
So yeah, that is a pretty terrible first date.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
that was your worst. So what happened? Did we ever get to the end of the guy running up on you?
No, the stalker.
Boom.
Boom. Here we are.
Back to
All
it.
right. Where are we even at with time?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Good.
All right.
I'm
We're
good.
doing
I'm-
good.
I'm-
okay.
I'm good at remembering because I was
Yeah.
like, wait, we didn't get to
I
that.
know.
Let's do it.
Finish the story. I
Finish
like
the
it.
story.
So listen, I used to be very active on social media, things like that. Once my ex-husband passed away, I kind of slowed down a little bit. I got into the gym. That was something that very much helped me. Okay, I'm in the gym
So
like
much.
like literally. You follow me.
Mhm.
I'm in the gym
Every
every
day.
single day, every day. Oh my God, I love it. It's
Yeah.
awesome, right? And so now I'm working. I want abs so bad.
Nice.
I want
That's a great
abs
goal.
so bad. So anyway, so I'm like, hey, I'll check in. Because a lot of it was for accountability at first, right? Because like you're trying to build like, how the fuck do I get up off this sofa, given what I'm going through,
Yeah.
and like get there, right? And so my son's the one who actually, I think there's a video floating around somewhere that I took. I was just recording him one day, and he just looked at me and he was like, "Do you want to start going to the gym?" And I was like, "Did you just call me fucking fat?" And he just looked at me. He goes,
That's
"No
such a
one's calling
fun-
you fat,
That's
Mom."
a female twist to that.
I was like,
just being like, hey, you want to go to the gym? I think it'll be fun. Are you calling me fat?
"That's exactly what
the
happened."
fuck, dude?
That's exactly. Look, I am just helping his future
love it.
girlfriends. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm priming it. You know,
Yeah.
just we're.
He's doing like fucking argument jujitsu.
Oh my
Like,
God,
he's
this
learning
poor
right now.
kid.
He's
So I was like, "Are
training.
you calling me fat?" And he's
That's
like, "No
awesome.
one's calling you fat, Mom." Like, what? You're not fat. And I was like, "You're calling me fat." And he's like, "No one said that."
Nobody
Like,
has said fat.
I mean, like, I think I even put closed captioning on it because, like, it was so fucking funny. So I'll have to find the video. It might be a TikTok. On my regular, not Queens of First Dates. I haven't been on there in a very long time, but I think on my Roxy Resnick
Right.
chaos account, just straight chaos. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's very few videos on there. It's
like that.
Whatever. So anyway, so I go to the gym a lot. You see it. So I check in, right? People would know where I'm at. Like, hey, I'm,
Right.
and at the time, I've obviously changed a lot of how I post and the things that I do and how I market. But at the time, everything was like in real time. Everything, right? And so you're getting me checking in at like 6:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning,
Oh,
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, so they know the time. They're
So
seeing the
now they're
time
starting to
stamp.
see like, and as I'm going more to the
Oh,
gym,
fuck.
this guy, and I have over 10,000 followers. I have no idea who everyone is. You know what I'm saying? I'm a public account. So I didn't know if he was following me. I didn't know if he had seen, like, just from being a public bystander
Yeah.
and like clicking on the story every day. I have no idea. No clue whatsoever. None.
Yeah, he could just be lurking, not even follow you.
And that's exactly what's happening. I think I have I don't know.
no.
I
Just a
I do
lurker.
not know. Right. And so I started getting into a cadence, into a rhythm. I hired a private a trainer and started going pretty regularly. And then once I was like, hey, okay, I have the hang of this. I needed the personal trainer because I had back surgery last year.
And they kind of
And-
taught you how to.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
had no idea what I was doing. Right
Well, you
after
don't want to hurt yourself.
I do not want to hurt
Yeah.
myself. I do not want to have to go through back surgery
Okay.
again.
That's
Right?
a good
Like
idea.
absolutely
Get
not.
somebody kind of show you how to
Yeah,
do it. And
absolutely.
That's a
So
good
you
idea.
learn,
Yeah.
right? Because it's the same thing as needing a tutor to
Mhm.
learn how to better read. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a
Like
good
when I
idea.
first went in there, all I was doing was like the treadmill, the elliptical, and like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing so much cardio for? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, why are you doing that? So now I lift weights. Like I do heavy lifts. I do leg days, shoulder, back days. I take a lot of HIIT classes.
Oh, just those hit classes.
I
are
love
crazy.
them. Oh my
They're
God.
crazy.
I absolutely love
Dude, I've done like
them.
videos that are 7 minutes. You're like, how hard can this be? Like 3 minutes in, you're just like, God fucking damn it.
I should
dude.
make you come to a HIIT
Oh
class
my
with
God.
me.
I love it. I like that kind of stuff. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of weights right now. I do a lot of body weight exercises.
Well, they
and
have some
stuff.
weights there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, I think today I did like 35-pound goblet squats, like
Okay.
nothing major or
I
whatever.
just bought a kettlebell today.
All right.
So I
all
want
right.
to start doing some kettlebell
Yeah?
lifts.
Well, which ones? You're like the
I don't
kettlebell
know.
moves. What is this?
I just started
What is
seeing this whole thing on like unconventional weightlifting and just like moving with it, just moving around. I don't know. I'll send it to you.
Yes, please. Let me help you.
Okay, so we're on a fucking schedule,
Yes.
right?
So at the gym, so they're starting to learn. I no longer need the trainer, so now I'm
Right.
starting to take classes. I've gotten into the rhythm of things. You know, my son's coming with me every morning. You know, every afternoon when I would go, whatever. And so it became like mine and my son's thing, which is what it originally started with. Hey, Mom, do you want to go to the gym with me? Right. So this guy, I guess, got a day pass to this gym, shows up, and I didn't think anything of it. People come into the gym all the time. I don't know these people.
There's people everywhere.
There's new people that come into this class all the time. You know, we have our regulars. We know who those people are, but there's new people. People bring other people.
Oh,
like
he came into the class? Holy shit, that's fucking scary.
no, it got really weird. It got really, really fucked up.
Holy
So I was like, okay. I didn't know who he was at first, whatever. So like, there's new people, whatever. And then all of a sudden he was like, hey, Roxy. And I was just like, hi. And he's like, this is your son. And I was like, yeah. Because again, I didn't know anything at this point.
Right.
I didn't know if like it was somebody who had brought him that was a friend. I didn't know. I had no fucking idea. Okay. And I'm a regular, like everyone knows me at this gym. And so, didn't think anything of it at first. And then, you know, we do the warm-ups and he was like next to me and I was starting to notice like, wait, he's not, who is he with? Where did he come from? What's going on? I'm starting to like, as me and talking, I'm like trying to move further down the turf. Like, I need you to come down here with me. Like, what's going on? You know, kind of deal. Like, and as we would scoot, he would scoot. And I'm like, well, all right. So this is a little strange right now. I have a few friends that are in that class, and I was like, do you know this person? Like, they're like, no. Oh, okay. So,
Damn, you start realizing nobody knows him. Oh my God.
I've never seen this person ever before. He knows who I am, right? Like, things are starting to click. I'm like, okay. We're done with our warm up. Again, I'm with my son. I cannot freak out.
Right.
You understand?
You
so
you're
have
trying to keep it calm.
not only are you in public with all these other people that you don't want to cause chaos, but I also have my son who I can't let him see me like lash out. Number one, I can't see because I don't know what this guy's kid with. This dude, when he was like 6'4" and had like easily 250 pounds.
Fuck. That's
like
the worst.
Huge man. Huge.
Fuck.
Like
not
muscles, the whole
muscle,
like the whole nine, dude.
Oh, fuck.
So that's why I was like, maybe he's another gym rat. Like,
I get it.
Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You're like, I don't know. He could just be somebody I ran into at the gym. I see this now. Like,
I was kind of picturing a fat guy.
Yeah, no.
Like I was picturing a guy that looks kind of like me,
also
uncomfortably.
What class was it?
It was a HIT class.
Okay, so he's in a HIT class.
Yeah.
Damn. So he's scooting down, like
so
following y'all.
they're like,
That's
all right,
so
get
scary.
to your stations,
Right.
And at the time, it was only run with 4 stations. Now, you know, we have more stations, but there's 4 stations, and so there needed to be like 3 or 4 to each station for everyone to do their exercise. He ended up in the station with me because he wouldn't leave my side.
Right.
And my son is with me, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like trying to get my son to be like, you sure you don't want to go work down there with, you know, some of the other regulars that he knows? And sometimes go into, I said my son's name. Sometimes Thank you. We'll go and he'll work with other people. So I was like trying to get him to do that. He wouldn't budge. He wanted to work out with me. So I was like, all right. So he's trying to be real playful, whatever, because that's how, look, if you ever saw me and my son interact, you would think that we were brother and sister. Right? Like,
that's awesome, though.
You know, so we play around. Like, this guy almost ran us off the road the other day, and I was like, are you serious? And the guy like sped up and went to the side of us and flipped us off. And I'm like, what is this guy's problem? And I looked at, damn it. I was like,
okay.
Just
write down what
yeah,
we're
please.
on the thing. We'll go back.
So I looked over at my son.
Yeah.
And I was like, flip him off. And my son goes, really?
Yes, dude. Getting permission is
And he goes,
awesome.
I go, yes. And he rolled the window down. And he was like,
double birds. Like, if I'm doing it, I'm getting both of them.
And he sat down. And he was so smug. He was so proud of himself. And I'm like driving. And I was like, I'm a bad mom. I can't believe I just told him to do that.
No, that's fucking amazing.
Holy crap. I should have been, because he's getting ready to drive himself.
Hey,
like,
you taught him a lesson. Like, this is something that you have to reserve for dickheads like this
But
dude.
this guy was like, I mean, he was riding up on me. I wasn't even like in the quote unquote fast lane, which is actually the passing lane. People, it's the passing lane. It's not the fast lane. Do not sit in it. Move over. Okay. That's what it's for. But when fucking people sit in the far, the far
It's
left,
ridiculous.
then you have all these aggressive drivers who just can't just go by because it's the passing lane.
Right.
I'm going to keep saying it so people know it's the fucking passing lane.
The passing lane.
Not the fast lane. So I was in what would be considered like your fast lane next to that. And I tried to get over one, and he was just like all over the road. And at that point he just cut over, and I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck, right?
That's a double bird situation.
Like, my God. So then as I slowed down, I was like, go by all fucking means.
By
like
all means.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He gets caught behind another car. So like, of course he slows down to get beside me, and he's like, back. I was so mad. I was so pissed. I was like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, you do it.
Yeah. You do it. You give it to him.
You do it. You do it. So yeah, anyway, so this guy, we're very playful, me and my son. So he's like trying to play with me as far as like jumping jacks, and like as we're doing the high knees, he'll like come up to me and try and like push me over as I'm like doing high knees,
Nice.
you know, whatever. Butt kicks, he'll come up and be like, you're not kicking hard enough, mom. Like, look at me. And he's like, as he's doing it. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So we get to our first station and we're doing our exercise, and I am like not as playful with my son, and he is very much noticing at this point.
Right, he's picking up.
He is a little bit. And he's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, I just want to get this over with. Like this class, he's made it unbearable this time.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to get it over with. And he's like, oh, okay. So, so still like vibing out to music. He'll dance around. He is literally like that gym bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, the guy looks over and he was like, do you remember my daughter? And I was like, what? And I was like, sure, yeah. What was her name again? You know, like, and he said her name, and for his privacy reasons, whatever.
Right.
Like, I don't need people going after her or whatever, but for his privacy, he told me his daughter's name, and it hit me. I went out on a date with this guy.
Oh shit! What?
In like 2015.
Damn, that is so fucking scary.
And he was fat at the time.
He was fat in heart, dude. He was fat in heart, bro.
Right? I had like, it hit me, and I was like, oh my God.
That is fucking terrifying.
Oh my God.
That's so scary.
I vividly now remember being like, I don't want anything to do with you. And I did have the balls then, you know, because I wasn't in that 5+ year relationship
Fucking
yet.
8 years
You know,
later.
like,
Oh my God.
I'm like, and I was very bold about it. And I was like, you're not what I want. You're not what I'm looking for. Because after having experiences like that, right? Like, because that was pre the 5-year relationship. Like, that was the worst ever date. But again, like, what? Like, are you serious?
Well, what did he think in his mind that was going to happen?
I don't know, honestly. So, like, I try to keep face the entire time. My neighbor showed up to the gym, and I saw my neighbor working out on the lap pull down, and the station that I was at was at the very far end of the turf next to the lap pull down. And so I had stopped when we had our break, and I ran up and I was like, hey, listen, I need to tell you something. I was like, I think I have a stalker, and it's this person right here. Please do not like make a scene. Just look, like, just like look, but don't look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. And then all the other regulars are like, hey, where are you at? Because he, you know, they take the classes too. And they're like, hey, where have you been? Blah, 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 whatever. And as I'm talking to my neighbor, like, please don't say anything. Like, just keep an eye out here. I have it under control. What's going on? Like, you know, please. So my neighbor's like, absolutely. So my neighbor very much was around the perimeter. Then the second break that we had gotten, when we had to change our stations, I pulled the trainer aside, and I was like, I gotta talk to you real quick. And he's like, what's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Because the only time I'm stopping is because like I have sweat in my fucking eyeball, and I have to go get now something to wipe it out, you know? So he's like, I was like, I need to talk to you real quick. And he was like, what's going on? And I told him what was going on. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, no, because at one point in time I was very much like promoting my trainers, because I had multiple trainers that I was working with, and I was like, hey guys, and I've gotten them clients that way. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay. so we start up again, and I have to play this nicey nice all over again. And I'm like, oh my God.
And that's insult to injury too. You
I
have
was
to fucking play nice with
what
this.
the fuck? So then
creepy-
at this point, you know, we're at the end, nearing at the end of the class, and the trainer had went and told the manager of the place what was going on. I was with my son, and then I turned and I saw that this guy was gone. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm going to go get my stuff out of the locker room. Like, please, my neighbor, stay with my son,
Right.
making
So
sure
keep-
that he's
keep an eye
safe,
on him.
right? Just in case. Because again, right? But I have to go to this locker room, and my son cannot go into the women's locker room. And I don't want to leave him unattended.
Yeah, you have no idea what this guy's capable.
So I'm going to leave you at the front desk where everyone now knows, and my neighbor is there, because even if I leave you in front of the ladies' locker room, like at any moment, like you can be snatched and grabbed. You're like gone.
Yep.
So I need him around people that know what the hell's going on, and there's cameras all over in that. So I go and grab my stuff, and I come back out, and he's there. He did not leave, and he was talking to my kid.
Oh, fuck no.
And I just was like, why did nobody stop him
Yeah.
from talking
Did
to
anybody
him?
step
Like,
in? Like, what the fuck
but
did
then,
I leave him up
but
here?
I then, you know, you have to remember, I told everyone, like, let's not cause a scene
Oh,
here.
I see.
We're in a
They-
public
they
place.
probably were
My
like-
son doesn't know. Like, let's just make sure everyone's safe.
Oh, okay, that makes
Because
sense.
again, we are in a public place where there are at least 50 other people working out. No one has any idea of what's going on. So why am I going to cause this huge, like, what if this man had a gun?
That's what I was just
Do
thinking.
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I
Like,
was just thinking.
what if he has
It takes-
people in the
yeah.
parking lot? Wait, like, you don't know. You just don't
He just
know.
pulls a gun out. Now I'm kidnapped. Now it's a kidnapping.
Now it's, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Now
Like,
we're
you
getting in
just
the
have
car.
no idea. So everyone,
that's
I made sure,
terrifying.
I was like, listen, I don't know what he's capable. Like, dude, just, you know. So he left finally. I was very short and brief with him. He like went to go give me a hug, and he was like, I can't wait to see you again. And I was just like, okay.
What?
Okay. And so he walks out the door, and the second he walks out the door, so my neighbor goes and looks, makes sure that the guy walks into his car and leaves. And my son immediately turns to me. He goes, you have some explaining to do.
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck was that?
That is
about?
exactly what he
Yeah,
said.
like-
And he was like, what the heck is going on?
yeah.
And I was like, all right, I got to have this conversation, because now everyone's like, yeah, we want to know too.
Yeah.
Like what? So I explained what was going on, and they're like, are you serious? I said, yeah. So the manager, so somebody, of course, we always want to play devil's advocate, right? Maybe this guy really wanted to like have a gym membership.
Maybe
So
this guy just wanted
they
to
for
fucking
legal
find you and your
purposes.
son, you know?
Yeah, I know. For legal purposes, for the
He
business.
just wanted to wear your face. Like,
Right,
what are you
exactly.
being so uptight.
So I looked over at the operations
Jesus.
manager, and I was like, listen, did you give him a pass? Did you sell him? She goes, I could have, but I didn't. After the trainer told me what was going on, I was like, okay, cool. Did you give him a day pass? Is there any information? And she was like, I just know we had his ID, and we were holding it, and he had gotten his ID back. And she goes, I remember after the trainer came and told me something, she was like, he lives nowhere near where the gym is, like probably 30 minutes past here.
Whoa.
And I was like, it was very specific.
I was about to say
It was
that's
very
calculated. So he
pointed.
was like,
He
watching
made the
your
decision
schedule, yeah, seeing the
that
trainer.
like I am
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
come.
But what is going on in his mind that he thought that you were gonna be psyched that he's like tracked you down?
You know,
Like, what the
honestly-
fuck are you thinking, bro?
If I have to like actually play the devil's advocate portion of this, like, and try to really dive into
I mean,
his
that's
head, it makes
crazy.
sense. Like, you
That's
know, you try and
crazy.
like make sense of the insane.
Yeah.
You know, okay, think about it this way. I'll paint the picture this way. If you were fat and you went out with this girl, right? And she was like, I want absolutely nothing to do with
Right.
you. You know, I think it was because of just like how our communication styles and things were at the time, like what he envisioned being forthcoming. I was like, that is not forthcoming. Like, you completely lied to me.
Right.
Yeah, it was like, it's not that it was even an omission. Like, I asked you a direct question. You skated around it several times, and then we found out why you skated around the question. I don't want anything to do with you. You're somebody that doesn't check a box, and actually you check like an immediate no for me, right? And so think about that, right? And now all of a sudden, all these years later, you've lost all this weight. You now have muscles.
He thought this was going to be his redemption. Like, you were just
Right,
going to be like,
like-
holy shit, that's awesome that you've tracked down me and my son and are ambushing us.
Again, logic and reason. But we're trying to make what insane logic and reason here is.
Yeah.
So, like, that would be the only thing that I could think of him being like, once she sees me again, she won't be able to resist. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we
He's
have
like, I'm gonna go
we
in
have
here.
a history. Maybe she'll forget all of the bad things
Yeah,
that
maybe
I
she'll
ever
forget
said and
all
did.
that creepy shit I did.
Right, like,
It's
This,
like that
this
guy-
sounds like a steroid situation.
Yeah. Oh,
oh
no.
my
This
God.
sounds like
I
somebody
don't know.
on
But
the
it was-
influence of something.
It was so bad. Like, and I sat in my car and I went home. I took my son to his basketball camp because this happened over the summer. And I sat in my car and I was just like, I don't know what to fucking do. Like, I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was, because now I can actually let the real emotion come
real
out
emotions.
because I had my son. And yes, I was like, this is what's going on. Yes, it's pretty scary. We handled it correctly. You know, just let this be a lesson, blah, 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 whatever. Make it very parental and not like you're watching me like crumble
Yeah,
right
you're like,
now.
I'm terrified, bro.
I'm fucking terrified. Something could have
terrified. It's
happened
not
to
good.
you.
It's bad news.
Something
it's
could
all
have
bad.
right,
It's
you know
all
what I'm saying?
fucking bad.
So, but
dude.
you also have to remember, like, again, the only reason that we started going to the gym was because after my ex-husband passed
Right,
away. So, like,
right.
I can't let him see,
Right.
like, something bad can happen to
Yeah.
me. So now there's all these other things. Like, dude, how I approach parenting is completely different than what I did in the past. Like, it's a complete different approach, 100%.
Yeah.
Because
It's
it
gotta
changed
be.
him. It changed
has to
him.
be,
It
yeah.
completely changed him. So, anyway, we're just, I sat in my car and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I called a friend that was a lawyer and I explained the situation. And they gave me the advice that even if you don't have this person's address, you don't know exactly where they live, you don't know their whole name,
Right.
like whatever, you have enough information that the police can pull and at least file a report, because you can't put the restraining order right, because now you have to be
least you have
served.
a
I don't
paper
have any.
trail.
I don't
Yeah.
have any, but build a paper trail.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It was the craziest
That is
experience.
insane.
I changed how I post now. Like, I don't post in real time anymore. You might get yesterday's workout to today's workout.
Damn,
Like,
that's
you don't know
crazy.
when I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
I've changed. Like, you have to be in the close friends and to get like real personal
That
information
sucks
now.
It has to be like that,
It,
but that's the way
does.
it is, though. 'cause
And my page is
that could've went-
monetized.
that
You know what I'm
could've went
saying?
out
And I
totally other
can't
way.
go through 10,000 people. And then people who, like, even if I close my page off and I comb through, I'm a monetized page.
Right.
I'm literally losing money because I close my page now to be private. So why would, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, all right, we'll just tweak it, right? Like, we'll just change what I'm putting out there. We'll change when I'm posting. We're just going to change it all up. Close friends get like the real shit.
Yeah, they get the Patreon.
Yeah,
They get
of
the
course.
OnlyFans.
Yes. They get the sexy stuff.
Yeah.
But they also get the personal
Sometimes
stuff.
people post stuff to their close friends. I'm like, who can't see
I don't-
this?
yeah.
Like, who are you not showing your fucking
No.
dog, dude? Like,
You
what
know,
the fuck is going
My
on?
favorite is like the dinners, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you know why? It's because whoever's not on their close friends is who they're dating.
Oh,
And, like, you see what I'm
dastardly.
saying? Like,
So you're
so-
a goddamn private eye. We
I'm
need
just gonna
you to
play
just like
devil's
you just
advocate.
need to get hired by nosy girlfriends to
No,
hire you. And
that is a business. I'm sure I could.
I mean, you're killing it. You're like, well, his Apple Watch didn't.
Well, see, but
match
you
up with
know,
his
like,
text
I'm a-
message. What?
I'm a business analyst. That's what I do. Like, I do it for work. I analyze things.
Yeah.
Like, it's ingrained
Yeah.
in me. It's why
There's a
you know.
PI office right by McCracken's. You can go drop a
Yeah, just
resume.
pop in there, right in
I
there.
bet
I'm
that
like, look, here's my resume. It's
Yeah.
the UK Sun.
they'll hire you at that office by the looks of it.
Yeah, you're like, hey, if y'all don't hire me, you're gonna see my favorite color.
Want to see my favorite color? That should be whatever merch I sell.
Yes, that should definitely be your merch.
Want to see my favorite color?
Yeah, then it's just like a splatter behind it.
Yeah.
We could even do it like Dexter, where he does it against the
Yeah,
wall. You could do
kill
like
room.
a real, you could do a real splatter and get
Yeah.
like each one is different.
Oh yeah, that's
Each
actually,
one is a
Look at you with
individual
your marketing
splatter.
brain.
I'm
Look at
trying,
that.
I'm trying. We're trying to get it
Ah.
going. All right,
Yeah. So there's the stalker story.
that's awesome.
Yo, crazy.
Well, I was gonna say thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks.
We'll have you again. You'll
Yeah.
be if you want to. If
I
you
have
want to come
stories
back
for
on,
days.
dude, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We're trying to have some repeat guests and have some people on. But thanks
All
for
right.
coming on.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
Bye, guys.
Bye.